The natural world is full of giants that amaze us with their size and mass. If we trace Earth's history back in time, we will encounter many impressive creatures. Imagine a dinosaur that could rival the size of small skyscrapers, reaching up to 35 meters, approximately 115 feet, in length and weighing up to 100 tons, 200,000 pounds. However, among all these giants, the blue whale has always held a special place. This marine leviathan can reach lengths of up to 30 meters, approximately 98 feet, and weigh up to 200 tons, 400,000 pounds. But imagine a whale so large that it would eclipse even the largest blue whale, the famous giant of the seas. Imagine this creature bobbing in the depths of the sea, its huge body weighing up to 375 tons, 750,000 pounds, making it the heaviest known animal that has ever inhabited our planet. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? This discovery could rewrite the history of the largest animals on Earth and even the history of whales themselves. Get ready for a dive into the past. Researchers have discovered fossils of a marine mammal they have named Perucetus colossus. It lived an incredible 40 million years ago, during the Eocene epoch, and its potential weight could overturn our current ideas about the largest animals in history. The Eocene epoch was a period of remarkable evolutionary activity among marine mammals. During this time, many of them, including the ancestors of modern whales, shifted from a terrestrial lifestyle to a marine habitat. The discovery of this impressive find began in a place far from the depths of the sea where Perucetus once lived. Welcome to the Ica Desert, located on the southern coast of Peru. Here, amidst sand dunes and rocky landscapes, scientists discovered the fossils that led them to this amazing discovery. However, the excavation process was far from easy. Imagine how difficult it was to extract these giant fossils from the ground. It was a real obstacle race, where every step required careful planning. After all, each huge vertebra weighed over 100 kilograms, approximately 220 pounds. A total of 18 fossils were found, 13 vertebrae, 4 ribs, and a piece of pelvic bone. These bones were so dense that they seemed more like rocks than the remains of a living creature. However, once the fossils were recovered, a new phase of research began. How was it possible to analyze such massive fragments? Scientists used structured light scanning. They were able to create three-dimensional models of the fossils and perform detailed analysis. Let's try to understand why Perucetus colossus may be the heaviest animal that has ever lived on Earth. It's not just a matter of size. Its body length was about 20 meters, approximately 66 feet, which, while impressive, is still less than the blue whale, which reaches up to 30 meters, approximately 98 feet, in length. That's where mass comes into play. The fossils of Perucetus colossus show that it had incredibly dense and heavy bones that were much thicker and more massive than any whale we know of. This makes us realize that it was incredibly heavy. Scientists estimate his weight to be between 85 and 340 tons, 170,000 to 680,000 pounds. Yes, you heard that right, up to 340 tons, 680,000 pounds. Compare that to the largest blue whale ever recorded, which weighed about 180 tons, 360,000 pounds, and you can imagine how big Perucetus colossus was. And when you compare it to Argentinosaurus, one of the largest dinosaurs that ever lived on Earth, Perucetus colossus still comes out ahead. The estimated weight of Argentinosaurus was about 100 tons, 200,000 pounds, which means our Perucetus colossus could have been 3 times as heavy. Just imagine this giant slowly swimming across the ocean floor in search of lunch. He may not have been the fastest swimmer, but he was certainly one of the most persistent. Researchers speculate that this unique bone structure may have helped Perucetus colossus to dive and stay at the bottom of the sea where it searched for food. So far, it is speculated that Perucetus colossus may have been an omnivore and fed on a variety of large marine plankton, small fish, and hunted large sea creatures, possibly using its mass and strength to hunt larger ones. This assumption is based on analysis of stable isotopes in the bones, which indicate the possible presence of different food sources in its diet. Imagine for a moment the world of Perucetus colossus. These were times when the seas were full of ancient sea creatures, and life on Earth was very different from what we know today. But how exactly did this huge whale live? Based on the structure of its bones, scientists hypothesize that Perucetus colossus probably lived in coastal waters. Its heavy bones may have served as ballast, allowing it to easily sink to the bottom of the sea. It probably led a lifestyle on the seafloor similar to that of modern sea cows and some species of sharks. Have you ever seen a sea cow in action? It's quite an impressive sight. They swim slowly and gracefully along the bottom of the sea, feeding on algae and other plants. Now imagine the same picture, only the creature swimming is not a sea cow, but a huge whale, weighing up to 340 tons, 680,000 pounds. Quite an impressive sight, isn't it? So why is this discovery so important? Because Perucetus colossus is not just another ancient whale, it rewrites the history of how we understand the evolution of gigantism in whales. This discovery could change our understanding of the evolution of gigantism in whales and other marine mammals. First, it raises questions about the factors that may have stimulated or limited the growth of marine animals. What environmental conditions and evolutionary advantages may have contributed to such gigantism? Were there particular food sources or survival strategies that may have supported such enormous size? Or perhaps the impediments to growth were of a more physical nature related to the constraints of maintaining such a large body? Second, the discovery may also help scientists better understand how the climate and marine environment changed millions of years ago. What conditions could such a whale have lived in? How do these conditions compare to the conditions in which today's whales live? Exploring these questions can teach us valuable lessons about how marine ecosystems may respond to current climate change. Third, this discovery emphasizes the importance of paleontology in our understanding of biodiversity and the evolution of life on Earth. Although we have already learned much about this ancient giant, there are still many questions to be answered. Research continues, and who knows what else we will discover. Maybe out there, somewhere beneath the layers of the earth or at the bottom of the ocean, the next amazing creature is waiting for us, ready to rewrite history once again. This creature, which could have seemed like a fantasy or myth, was very real, and it leaves us marveling at the diversity of life on our planet. And we look forward to sharing our new discoveries with you. So, stay tuned as we continue our journey into the wonderful world of science, uncovering more and more chapters in the fascinating story of life on our planet.